MatmanSLC, juiceboxtony, another episode of Juicebox Talk.
Yes.
How are you guys? How are you, listener? Wherever you're listening, we actually get a good amount of people listening now. We're like, I think at about 20 to 22 average every week. So now it's like we can't quit. People depend on us for that. After listening to their good podcasts, they listen to us.
We're here and we love it. Thanks for listening.
I'm here for you. I will be that used woman that
we'll
you
be
always
your
come back to.
audiophile daddy. Daddies?
Daddies?
Is it IES or I think it's apostrophe S. We'll be your audiophile daddies.
It's
your 2020.
I'll be your backup daddies after you guys run out of good podcasts to listen to. You can listen to us.
That's okay. Background noise, man. Then we'll become your main noise.
So we actually did something fun today. I don't know if you guys follow our social medias. If not, you should. They're great. MatmanSLC on Twitter for me, Juiceboxtony for Anthony here. We actually ran a 10K very last minute. Like last week is when I signed up for it.
Yep.
So what were your thoughts about the whole process of the, like, all of a sudden, because you usually run about 4 miles a day. I usually run about 2 every time I go to the gym. So what was your first thoughts, like, getting into it? Like, were you worried at all about running 6 miles and some change? I mean, my Fitbit said that we did almost 7, so.
Yeah, we did that. What was the time you said? Just over an hour?
Hour and 4 minutes.
We completely destroyed, like, what I thought we were going to do.
I feel like we ran it wrong because we ran it in, my Fitbit said it was almost 7 miles, and a 10K is supposed to be like 6 point something.
Yeah, just over 6.
I feel like we took some wrong turns somewhere.
We might have taken one. I think it's because we took wider turns.
That's probably and that's the weirdest, because like it was a there and back race, and then also we would like go all the way around the outside to not be jumbled in with all the people.
Yeah, like I mean we did good. The only thing I was really afraid of, not just casually stopping, but that's not just because of us like one being more of an endurance runner than the next one, but it's just because we've never ran together, which I don't understand why we've never done that before. But also while running together, we were also together like in the same stride or motion, which is what I thought would, like, when Dad used to cycle, the biggest problem is like trying to find someone that cycles and like is in your same momentum.
The same cadence.
You don't have to like slow down or speed up to keep up and like keep pace with them. That's just a big problem with finding someone to run or do anything with.
Yeah.
But we didn't have to worry about that this time. It was great. I mean, we took it easy. We could have went a little faster, but I mean,
you could have.
We didn't. No, we didn't. We didn't need to. Like,
we didn't train for it.
Yeah, we didn't train for it, but we didn't like. That's not our mentality. That's definitely not mine. I'm like, I'm here to race or like run. If I get first place, that's awesome. If I don't, that's awesome.
Yeah, like me and you placed, of the 53 people in our age bracket, like. There was like 2 people that finished after us, so we came in like 52nd and 53rd of 56, and we were like, yeah, fuck those other people.
Yeah, a bunch of losers.
I'm the greatest.
Boom, boom, boom.
And like I was nervous because the most I run, like I'm in decent shape, but the most I run is 2 miles, and that's like including warm up and cool down is like it's about 2.1 miles. So 7 miles is like. That's a huge difference from running 2 miles a time.
And we're actually really like still fine. Not that I would be afraid of like being super tired or anything, but
because I'm like, man, it's Saturday at 8 a.m. I still have this date night tonight, so it's like I didn't want to be a slug on my couch being like, I don't know if I can do it. Now I'm like, you know what? Just gonna keep the momentum going and go to the gym pretty much. Probably after we're recording here, I'm gonna go to the gym, lift some stuff, pick up some heavy stuff, put it back down.
There you go.
Just not gonna run.
No, running's next time. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make sure I go on a run tomorrow. I've actually been really bad at running this last week. My work has been crazy busy, so it's like I'm just so dead after work. I've been literally sleeping through my alarm this whole week, and it's just crazy.
Yeah, that's the hard part. Is like both of our jobs have picked up a lot, so it's like trying to get back in the habit. I feel like that's gonna be the biggest thing. Is you have to move for the rest of the day. I know if I stay still for the rest of the day, it's gonna affect me. So if I just keep moving until I sleep tonight, I'll sleep really well. But I was really worried that but they had the goldfish, gummy bears, coffee right at the finish line. my
Special shout out to that coffee though.
Oh, what is it?
From Raw Bean.
Raw
They're
Bean
not
coffee.
They're not sponsoring us, but damn it, they should.
I'm gonna email them today because they have a lounge area upstairs, and if we could see if we can do something.
Yeah, we can get our podcast there or something. Because
like, you don't have to pay me to be there. I'll still buy coffee, but
I'll
use your area.
still be drinking more of your coffee.
This setup's mobile.
Mm-hmm. We can take it wherever we want. This is also the third episode where we're shooting on a different camera. Right now, we are on the Canon 70D. So let me know if you guys watch the video ones out of the three ones you like the best. This one's really nice because it has like a flippy outy screen, like slap ya, like that psh, psh screen. But you can also see like the other ones you can't really see if we're in frame or not. So that's why it's like some of the angles were completely just out of it. But now it's like, are we still in? Yep, we're here, and I can see the little light blink, so I don't have to constantly just make sure like, can I hear it? Can I hear it still recording? So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we pretty much decided that we want to run more of these events, and I want to get more medals. And my biggest thing was just like how the race was set up.
Yeah, for being there like, 6th or 7th time.
Like it was like, and like my biggest thing is the way it was set up because of the amount we paid. Like it was like $58, so that's a good chunk of change for a race. Like for that, I expect to get a shirt, the medals that we got saying that we finished. And
a water bottle with
a water, like a typical swag
Gatorade,
pack.
Little Gatorade, yeah, just a typical swag pack.
But it's like they had 3 stations in a 10K with water. 2 of them were water. One of them was like Propel or something.
They were noon tablets. We ran the Run SLC. It was a great race overall, but those are like
the people were super nice, super helpful. Everyone was like
everything
was really nice. Like they even like before the race started, they had a place where you can go and get warm because they didn't want people to have to sit in the cold and all that. And everyone was super nice. The vendors were nice, but it's just like I'm paying you $60 and I don't get a shirt. I get something
7 or 8 porta
like
potties.
The it's pretty good quality for this little metal thing. Yeah. And I think it's a magnet to put on your fridge. So
I think they said it's a magnet, and if you run they have a 5K, 10K, and then a half marathon,
and then all of them makes the Salt Lake skyline.
It it does. That's cool.
Yeah, this is the temple.
Oh, I didn't even like.
Yeah, you put them all side by side, and it says it has like
turns
the
into
Salt Lake Run,
and 5K, it just like 10K. Creates this mega trifecta.
It creates a trifecta temple.
That would be cool.
One temple to rule them all. But I just wanted to bring that up in case you guys don't follow us. You can follow me on TikTok. I post there a lot.
I did record that whole race, and it's going to be on my YouTube at Juicebox.
Oh yeah, with your GoPro.
Yeah.
That's right. So you get to see my quips about. Oh my lord, that was so. It wasn't like death while doing it, but it was like I'm glad that I've been in shape because. Oh man, running that and not being in shape.
If we just got off the couch, we would definitely be the last of the.
Yeah.
We were about middle of the whole race. I mean,
we passed a lot of people.
Yeah, there was still a lot of people coming in.
We were like pretty much in the exact mid. Like there was like 900 people that ran. Yeah. We finished about 400th.
Yeah, so I'm like.
So we were in the
going
top
in this
half.
like not wanting to do, and like placing at anything I wanted.
We were saying we were going to be happy with an hour 30.
Yeah.
And then we finished an hour 4.
Yeah, we finished at an hour 4, and then we were leaving at an hour 30, and there were still tons of people coming in.
Yeah.
But special shout out to all the bombs out there.
Yeah.
That were on the running strollers that had like the 2-seater ones. They were pushing 2 kids, and there was a couple of them that still beat us at our time.
Savages, man. I don't know how I want to do it because you saw like the husbands right next to him, and then the mom was pushing the kids. And I'm like, that's special.
Like that's
savage,
that's
bro.
bold, man. You'd have to have like some wicked leg and arm strength just pushing in that, because I have that orange running stroller and I use it all the time.
Yeah.
And it throws you off of your running position. I mean, everyone has like the optimal like back straight and everything, but you kind of have to like kink yourself a little bit to like compensate for pushing the stroller and everything, and it really affects you.
Yeah, it's crazy how that works.
Especially pushing 2 little humans that equate to like half a human.
Yeah, and it's like you just lose all momentum. Like you can't swing arms back and forth, and you have to be hunched over.
It's like a reverse spoiler in front of you. It just collects all the wind.
But yeah, I just want to talk about that because that's the first time we've ever done that.
And you need to know because we did it.
I didn't pay $60 for
you to not know
just to get this.
I mean, you guys hear people that do CrossFit, but we don't. We run, bitch.
What's good? Let's switch gears here and get into
CrossFit. We run, bitch.
We run SLC, bitch. Let's switch topics and get into our first one, which is Did you hear about the Knicks and what they did to their only longtime fan?
Yeah, Spike Lee. Oh my God, it's like the whole thing. The way it's gone down is just ridiculous because Spike Lee has been a Knicks fan. I'm almost 30, and I remember when I was a little kid, they would always, like, when you go to the Lakers, or when they had the Lakers game, it pans to all, like, the celebrities, and, like, Jack Nicklaus is one of the big ones that is always there. He has, like, floor seats in, like, the 70s or whatever, and it's like, you go to different ones, and then you go to the Knicks arena, Spike Lee is in his spot. He has his own designated corner and everything, and it's just like, one day it's like, oh, you can't come in this way anymore. No email, no telling me anything. It's like, why? I did it last time. Why can't I come this time? And they don't tell them why. And they're just like, no.
Yeah, I watch, or I listen to the podcast of First Take with Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman every morning. And
they're so good. Off topic. I love watching them. I don't listen to the podcast.
You should listen. Like if you can't catch it, the podcast drops at like 10 our time because they're on
have, like, the little YouTube like segments are like 6 or 7 minutes.
Yeah, they have the podcast where they just talk about that, and they had him on his show, and he was saying he's been buying their floor tickets for $3,700 a ticket for 28 years.
Yeah, I was just gonna say they said that he spent like close to or just over $10 million.
Yeah, like
and
with
that's
like,
not including concession stands or anything.
So it's like that's crazy. And then he was saying that earlier that week. So the game was on a Friday or on a Thursday, one of those two, and like 2 days before, he went there for a different event, some kind of play or something that they were having
just for a local that happened.
School or something.
Yeah, it just happened.
And he used that same entrance, and everyone was like, "Oh, hey, what's up, Spike?"
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, after all that time, like, who really cares? One, I'm surprised that you guys aren't giving him like a discount for those tickets because, when you think about the Knicks, you think about Spike Lee.
Yeah, so, I mean, how many salaries has he paid for? Over $10 million. He's paid for the majority of the people that work their salary.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
On top of just like the concessions, like I said, I mean, concessions are just like more than the actual ticket price for some things, like buying stuff.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, I just don't understand how you could patronize a brand since he was a little kid going to Knicks games.
Yeah.
And you've been buying floor seats for over 25 years, and then all of a sudden the owner is getting all this kinds of heat, so he decides to pick on you. Can you imagine if you're that unlucky? Like, and he even said, he's like, no one randomly starts just picking on me. And he's like, I don't know why. I didn't say. Like, Max Kellerman says a lot to him, but Spike Lee's just always there. Now he's mad, which with good reason. I'd be mad.
Yeah,
too.
I mean, like, how much money? I mean, I don't want to pull that card, but it's like, seriously, I'm here all the time. They've never won a championship ever. I mean, like, that's not the only reason why you're with the team, but like, if you guys have championships, that's cool, and that like makes more people want to go there and everything. But it's just like, I've been here through thick and thin, and it's only been thick, dude. It just sucks. It sucks being a Knicks fan.
Yeah, so I couldn't believe it when he was saying that.
Yeah, I mean, other teams have been founded and then got rings before the Knicks have, and they've had multiple rings before the Knicks have, and it's like the Knicks aren't on any track to like win games.
They're really not, and it's really sad.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm excited for Brooklyn.
Yeah, I really like that the Brooklyn team's going to be really good next year, but the Knicks, you guys suck, and you will continue to suck.
Yeah, I mean, but to be fair, I'm going to like Brooklyn because I'm a Kevin Durant fan.
I'm an Irving fan, so.
Well, Irving's a little bitch, so he needs to grow the hell up.
I'm happy that he finally got his surgery instead of putting that damn thing off.
Well, the main thing is it's weird that when he was on the Celtics, they did awful, and then when he got hurt, they were doing really well. Then he got back on, and they were awful.
Because he can't be a leader. He's not a leader.
The problem is you can't be paid a max contract and not be a leader. That's the biggest issue. That's the whole thing, like why people are on Draymond Green right now, because Warriors have won like 14 games.
Yeah.
And he's getting paid a max extension.
And he's talking a lot of shit. Did you see the thing about
him and Charles Barkley?
Yeah, Charles Barkley. That was funny, but at the same time, it's like, you didn't get the rings. It was Durant and Curry that did it.
Yeah.
All you did was kick people on the dick.
That's true.
I mean, you don't kick me. You can have a ring. Don't kick me in the dick. But
I don't want to get kicked in the dick, but I'm not playing you. So yeah, he talks a lot of game for like no production, which is exactly what Charles Barkley was saying. Is he's like, you need to do a little less talking and a little more for your team.
Yeah, it's pathetic how much.
It's like you're not even scoring double figures, man. Like you're one of the highest paid players.
You're the one. You're literally scoring. Like this whole season. You're like the highest. You're the best player on the team right now because Thompson and Curry are out.
I was surprised that Curry even came back.
I don't even know why he did.
I would have just been
the
like...
The season's over.
I think he just wanted to do it because he might want to play in Rio. So he's just like... I mean, he should be playing on a minutes restriction. That's the smart thing to do.
He shouldn't be playing in the Olympics either. Same thing with Durant.
Yeah, Durant's saying he's eyeing that. I'm like, I don't mind if Durant plays a minutes restriction just because then he'll get back in the game flow for the Nets next year.
I hate it.
But I like it because USA. But the Olympics might even be canceled because of the beer virus. I'm waiting for... I was expecting Trump to... our president to blame the Mexicans for it. I take really hopeful because
I sneezed on your taco.
No, because of Corona. He would have been like, "Oh, the Corona, the Mexicans and the beer." They brought
I did read that Corona is really pissed off because they're losing a lot, and they did a survey, and Americans are like not drinking Corona because they're ill-informed about how the virus is spread and how it works and everything.
Yeah, that's.
And then Corona actually had like this little thing. It's like, do you remember a few years ago when ISIS first came on the market? But ISIS was a mobile wallet.
No.
When mobile wallets first came out, it was like the ISIS mobile wallet. And then that's during the rise of ISIS, the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. They were pissed because people were associating those two things together. And then they had to change their name.
Well, I mean, you kind of have to.
But Corona is the same thing too. They had a contest where it's like, find some kind of campaign and we'll pay you, like, I forgot how much it was, to like get this name association out of us. Because when you think of the coronavirus, you think of Corona beer.
See, but that's just like people freaking out and buying all the water and toilet paper from Costco. I can't even get toilet paper. I need toilet paper and I have to buy it from Smith's because...
I had to buy the shitty one from Smith's. Yeah, I'm almost out of toilet paper.
Because everybody's... And it's like, I don't think everybody realizes that it's bad. One, like, it's treatable more or less. Because there are people, like, we don't have a vaccine for it, but it's treatable because people have gotten it and now they're better.
Yeah.
So, but at the same time, people need to be more worried about the flu. Everybody's freaking out about this. You should freak out about it because it's not like it's no big deal. But it's very simple as much as like when you go out, don't cough in somebody's face.
Yeah.
Wash your hands
regularly. And don't touch your eyes after you like shake someone's hand or don't touch your eyes. I'm like...
Which is like, but people are like, go for more fist bumps. I'm like, I'm not going to... Unless it's a professional setting, and even then, with my profession, I don't shake a lot of hands. It's like, that's the only time you really shake hands.
Did you see they're trying to bring people to, like, namaste?
What does that mean?
You, like...
Oh, no, I'm not going to do that.
And I did that, and that was on Twitter, and I'm like, why? Because they're really pushing for it. I'm like, I'll shake your hand, and I'll just use Purell or whatever right after, or, like, not do anything with that hand until I wash it. It's a handshake.
I just go with the fist bump or the elbows.
Yeah, I hate doing that one because it's like you're uncomfortably close to someone to like touch it.
You don't have to kiss the man.
Touch my elbow with your elbow.
Tip to tip. Touch the tips.
We got some tipping going on over here. But yeah, no, that whole Spike that was a big separate. But that the Spike Lee thing, that was just.
Yeah, I absolutely couldn't.
And then he was saying that he's like thinking about boycotting. I'm like, dude, I'd be furious over this.
I'd be beyond.
And it's over something stupid that he's been doing for the last like 30-something years. It's just like he's a New York icon.
I know. It's like no matter what that man wants to do, you let him do it.
Yeah.
If he wants to run out with the players, guess what Spike's gonna do now? He can run out with the players.
Yeah, I mean, OBJ can go and do all this other dumb random shit with teams he's not even associated with.
And the teams don't care. The teams are like,
and
okay,
they're just like, okay, that's fine. But Spike Lee, I mean, he's just like, do you know who he is? Come on, dude.
That's exactly it. But some good news did come out of Hollywood. The new Batman whip. I did some research about it.
Did you see it?
It looks
Did you see my Twitter?
bad.
You guys should follow me on Twitter. When I first saw it, if you guys haven't seen it yet, it looks like Michael Keaton's 1990 Batmobile mixed with like a 1970s like Barracuda or Dodge Challenger RT.
I'm glad you said that because in the little bit I was able to piece together, it's not plagiarism. I forgot what article I got it off of, but I just typed a little bit of it. It's, let's see. So the pictures came out on Wednesday from Matt Reeves, who's the director. I'm a little sad it comes out in 2021 because Robert Pattinson might be killer for this role. He's a good actor. Just he happens to get associated with the low budget films Twilight.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I've seen in other things, great actor. But people are, because they showed the engine. Of course, you can't not show the engine of the Batmobile. And people are speculating that it looks like a V8. However, the size of it and some other aspects, people are saying that the fifth coil on the back of each side make it seem like a V10 because you can count 4. It looks like there's an extra
I
one
was
on
assuming
each
it was
side.
going to be a V10 or V12 because it's Batman. I mean, Batman, the last few movies, like with Christian Bale, he's been rocking the Lamborghini, their V12s.
Yeah, but this isn't a Lamborghini. This is some
That's
kind
true.
of Frankenstein
Yeah.
car. But also, they're saying V8 twin turbo. So you don't really need a V10. But at the same time, if you have a V10, that's going to sound beautiful.
Yeah.
So the people are concerned, or not concerned, but people are speculating that it's for sure. At least it's a V8 with twin turbos.
It's a V4 with a quad turbo, like my Rev.
It's just a Honda Civic Si. That's what Batman rolls around in.
That'd be cool.
They make reliable vehicles.
Yeah, no, I was really excited. I mean, they only showed the quick clips or like the quick screen grabs of the thing. Oh my god, it looked. I don't know if you see because they had like the front, back, and side. That's why I was like, it looks like Michael Keaton's like the big flares on the back of it, and I'm like, oh
and
my
I'm
god.
like, it looks dope. That's how the Batmobile should look. I like
cool.
Lamborghinis, and I like
I
Christian
love the
Bale,
Lamborghinis
so.
and everything too, but it's just like it has like this really cool Mad Max vibe.
Exactly, and it should because it's Batman.
Yeah,
the Caped Crusader. You need it.
Yeah.
It needs to
And
be
that
some
was-
kind of muscle American Frankenstein car.
It was just sick, but I was kind of hesitant towards like Robert Pattinson, but I was like looking at him and the other Batmans when I was like looking at the Batmobile. They all have the same kind of like.
That has to be one thing.
If you guys aren't like watching the video, it's like
the same,
the bottom of your
same
nose,
kind of like jawline mouth.
Yeah, your mouth, bottom of your cheekbones and everything. But he kind of looks like Val Kilmer before he got like big.
That's why I was like really interested or like confused when they cast like Ben Affleck.
Yeah, because Ben Affleck doesn't have that, but his Batman was completely different. If you guys read the comics, it's George Miller. He's the one that does like the 300. But he does like graphic comics, like.
Yeah.
But he did Batman, and I have a comic book upstairs of it, and it's like a thicker, beefier Batman that like punches you in the face and you're dead instead of like throwing some kind of weird string at your foot and you die or pass out.
See, that's why I'm like, I like Christian Bale's Batman because that's how I picture Batman more. Like, doesn't really kill people, captures people for the cops, but he still does things illegally. So he's a friend, but a friend you keep at a distance because he could do anything. But since he doesn't do it by the law, like you can't, if you're the police, you can't be like, oh yeah, this is how we do things. So that's why I'm kind of like wondering if it's going to be a mix between that and Christian Bale's Batman. But I'm super excited because I think he could be a great Batman. We don't know.
Yeah, only time will tell. I mean,
But yeah, everyone's saying that it's like a Chrysler E-body. I don't know what that means. Specifically, that I don't know why I wrote that. So it's like a Chrysler E-body and a little bit of a 7071 Barracuda had a baby. And that's the... But I don't know what Chrysler E-body is, but that's what everyone's saying.
I think that's like the Crossfire. Or whatever. Did you
Just
see
older.
like... Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The Spitfire or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Sorry, did I say George Miller for the comic book? I meant Frank Miller. I don't know where George came from. I was talking about the buff Batman. So don't like say I don't
Or
know.
George Clooney. I'm probably thinking of George Clooney.
But George
played
Clooney
Batman.
was such a bad Batman with his nips on that. Hated it.
I mean...
But my favorite is the 90s Batman.
Christian Bale for me.
And then Christian Bale second.
Christian Bale's number one. It's just like now Joaquin Phoenix number one Joker. Sorry. That's just how the Joker should be.
Yep.
Is exactly how Joaquin Phoenix did it. But what do I know? But I mean, speaking of cars, you wrote me saying that Hyundai came out with an electric car called the
Hyundai
Ioniq.
Ioniq, I think.
Ioniq, so I guess it's Ioniq.
Yeah, I'm like, they have all these stupid names. Just call it just...
The crazy thing is like, one...
I kind of like...
One, why are you buying a Hyundai? Two, why are you buying a Hyundai electric car? Have you seen the specs of this car?
I haven't seen too much of the specs, but I kind of like the body of it, because it looks like a Model 3 had a one night stand with like a really cheap Porsche 911.
You're better off paying for the Model 3.
And then that's I would just buy. I've already have a playlist on my phone that I started, and it's my Cybertruck playlist. It's mostly Depeche Mode, because that's all I would play in my Cybertruck is just like, reach out and touch me.
But so they have two versions. They have the SE and the Limited. So all the specs are the same as far as like performance, battery life, which is a little weird because you would think that like the Limited, like Tesla does, there's a difference between the Model 3 and the Model X. There's a big difference. But these guys don't have it like that because both of them, their range is 170 miles.
That's nothing.
That's it, 170 miles. On a standard 120 volt charge, it says that it will take 6 hours and 5 minutes for a charge. And the nice thing is the fast chargers, 80% isn't going to be in 54 minutes, but we're like, you have to find a fast charging station.
Yeah.
So
it adopt, what kind of charging does it adopt? Like, is it the one that Tesla uses, or is it like
I assume so. It didn't say much. It didn't say much about that.
Porsche one where it's like, oh, we have our own independent. There's only 2 available right now, but
it didn't say much about that, so I assume because Tesla is trying to do like the universal. Most of them have adapters that you can use anyway, except for Porsche. Yeah. I think Porsche's
different because they want to be different.
Exactly. So, but I believe all of them you can also buy like the adapters for it, so you can still use it. So I assume that you'll be able to use
a thick brick after I paid like $180,000 for that new Porsche.
But the motor is going to be equivalent to 134 horses, so not crazy strong. Which is also very
like a Prius.
The only nice thing is since it's electric, torque
instant torque.
So like it's gonna make it seem better, but realistically, it's not. It's not. No. It's like you're gonna probably have a hard time beating a Honda Civic.
Yeah, no, it's probably gonna go like 80 miles. Is gonna be like the top speed for like X amount of time until the battery starts heating up, and then it gets kind of slow. But I don't know. Have you seen the inside of it? The inside of it looks.
Just buy a Model 3. The inside doesn't look that great, Tony. It looks like a regular Hyundai.
It's futuristic inside. Here's the.
Have you seen the new Hyundai insides?
I
don't like it.
Anthony, will you throw me a diaper? I'm really sorry.
Amen.
It's all good.
Sorry.
You're good. Looks like fucking Tron. There you go.
She does her thing and I take the kids and I fucking go. I'm like, that's fine. But now it's like, hey, just fucking stop.
It'd be the house.
Right?
Sorry about that. But yeah, it
looks like. Have you seen Blade Runner?
Yes.
The original one and then the new one, the 2049. It looks. The whole thing. It's called. Blah. I'm getting too excited here. They got rid of the steering wheel, so they have like a joystick mechanism. But in the concept pictures, it's like 2 handles that you kind of just like. It looks like you just like turn them both left or right to like.
You tweedle them.
You move it. But also there's like a joystick for a steering wheel too, so it's like you guys are going a little too crazy with this concept of it. I mean, it's like, what's wrong with the steering wheel?
I'm just not a fan of any.
I wouldn't buy a Hyundai, period.
I'm not a fan of any like car that's not reliable being. So let me go over the price. Let me go over this other thing real quick. So the safety features are the same as our standard RAV4s. So like collision avoidance.
Just like the.
But the only thing. The main thing is the cheaper model is starts at 33.
Wow.
But even like you saw that huge touchscreen, right? Only on the more expensive model. Smaller one, 8-inch. So it's basically the same. Unless you start talking about pocket pussies again. Then I will see if you want to keep it in.
Okay.
Shit, what were we?
The camera just died. Are we recording?
No, we're not recording. I'm trying to wonder what I was just saying.
Rewind it.
Maybe we can just play it. Maybe it'll play through.
Oh, okay.
Reusing the battery that's in it.
But when they use the battery that's in it, the new update just utilizes that battery and it makes the battery extend longer. So it's using what's in it, but it's just pushing it forward, which is just like crazy.
So the one interesting thing about this Hyundai Ioniq, they should call it Iconic with a Q.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you call? Anyway, that's not the only problem here. But yeah, so as far as like the screen being like a lot smaller, I mean the touchscreen on the more expensive, so the Limited is their top line one. Where it starts at 38. So like not that big of a price difference. That if you're looking for an investment in an EV, don't buy a Hyundai. But if you do, you might as well spend the extra couple grand to get the Limited because you know it doesn't give you any more mileage. So that like the performance specs are the same. But so you get 170 on the
semi nicer inside.
Like you get leather heated seats, and so like you know when you have to go to like get fast food or something, you can put it on your passenger seat, turn on the heater, stays warm. I use a vent. I just put it on the floor of my passenger seat and turn on the feet vent.
You treat your food better than I do mine. I just put it in like the floor and that's where it stays.
See, I'm not a savage. But so it gets you that 10.25 inch touchscreen navigation and then just better audio. That's really it. And
you can do that like by going to any car place.
Which is true, and getting better speakers than the speakers they're going to give you for an extra $5,000.
Yeah, I mean if you're just blowing money, you might as well just give it to me and I'll buy a Tesla.
But they do this thing called regenerative braking. So the brakes...
Teslas have that though.
Exactly. So they're just following Tesla, but the same, more expensive than their basic model for less. Yeah. And it's so if anyone who doesn't know, because I didn't know this, which I was like, that is a very smart idea. Anytime you hit the brakes, it takes that energy, stores it to the battery. Mm-hmm. I'm like...
It does it on hills too on Tesla, like when you're going downhill.
That's just a crazy smart idea, which of course Tesla thought of. He's Elon Musk. He's Elon freaking Musk. Mm-hmm. That man's visionary.
He is.
Can't believe it.
You don't deserve him.
So, like, long story short, it's just like good for Hyundai for trying that, but what they should have done is what Chevy did and what Nissan did.
Yeah.
Make it just a basic EV.
Yes.
Basic like this. You're charging way too much for your EV. Yeah. I don't know what. Like, you can get a brand new basic Leaf for like maybe 15. I think is what they start at brand new. So you can buy 2020 basic for 15, and it's fine. But I would rather just buy a used Leaf for. I was looking to see like price wise, like because EVs are also they drop the most in value. They say that.
Yeah, just because of the battery charge.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you were saying, like the battery's going to diminish over time. So the biggest thing is they lose 70% of their value over like a 5-year span.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely insane. So I looked online because also I want another car, and I'm like, if I get an EV, I can park up front where I work because we have a parking lot. And now they're doing like for pregnant ladies. They have the preferred
you
parking.
can hang out with a pregnant lady.
I can. Then like you can charge your vehicle, but they have the parking right up front. So I was like, I'm gonna buy like a $4,000 electric vehicle because you save on like when it breaks down. Okay, that's fine. It was $4,000. Like that's what you're gonna pay for a crappy Honda, and you won't pay for gas. So you don't have to pay for all that. I think that's the move. So I might do that whenever I get another car.
Yeah, I'm just trying to bring it up, but. Toyota hopped on the EV a while ago, but like the Prius, they have multiple versions of it. They have like the original one, and then they have like a wagon that's like slightly bigger, and then they have like a slightly smaller than like the original one. And all of those are just like, I'll show you the quick price of the 2020 Prius, and it's $27,000 for it. That's this year's model.
And the Prius is gonna be better than the Hyundai Ioniq. Yeah. And it's cheaper.
And then they have like the smaller one, and it's 24.
So like
24,000.
Maybe if they beat Tesla to it, and they were setting the bar like for somebody to beat. The bar is already way high from Tesla.
You gotta go leaps and bounds.
It's like you guys don't even have the option for semi-autonomous driving like Tesla does. It's
because that's a big thing too. You didn't say anything about it having the
Because they don't.
It's like
I gave you the best specs I could find about
the
this
best
Hyundai.
that people would actually care about.
Like, I also just did a screen grab.
How big are the cup holders? Will it fit a 32-ounce soda in it?
I assume so. I mean,
because that's a big problem with my car. You can't have two of them back to back. They don't. They rub. You get that chub rub.
That's
That's like when you see fat chicks in shorts.
Oh Lord.
I know.
Yeah.
That's my car.
your car's a fat chicken shorts.
Just a cup holders.
just if I get the size soda that nobody needs.
It's the one I deserve.
But yeah,
after today.
Those are the best specs that's what they advertised for their car. I didn't just cherry pick. I was reading it off the screen grab. The only nice thing is, like they did with their engines, it's 10 years, 100,000 miles for their battery. So in case their battery just craps out, they'll cover it for 100,000 miles or 10 years. So that's the only nice part. Other than that,
didn't it say anything about how many charges your car can get before you need to replace it?
none of them have that.
Oh.
Not even Teslas say lifetime charges. Blah, blah,
because I remember reading this article. It's this guy got over 1 million miles or something on his Tesla, something ridiculous.
They last long. The only issue is
it's not you're
rather than getting
310
310 when you first get it, it'll diminish down to you'll get 200 out of it.
You
200
get the Hyundai Ioniq.
Yeah.
That
worst case after 250,000 miles, you have a Hyundai Ioniq, but it's a Tesla, so it's better.
So it's just I mean, it is their first generation, but it's
Tesla's patents are free.
Yeah, just take. What they should do with electric cars is Tesla or Elon should just sell out some of the software from it, and then other companies just put their own shell over it so it still uses the software, or pay more and then just sell the autonomous and give away the software for free.
Eventually, they probably will, because that's not a bad idea. But I mean, he already made his patents free. The only thing that he has is his software, because that's what sets Tesla apart.
Yeah.
But eventually they might do that. But
I mean,
right now, everything's free. He tells you how he makes the car. He just doesn't give you the brain. Yeah. Just make your own. This is Hyundai's best brain. This is their best brains working on the best car brain.
Working on their own brain.
This
is their think tank.
That's just absolutely crazy. To where just take your money, get the top of just get a Tesla, just move it over. It's cheaper.
Yeah, you could buy the top of the line and then get a Tesla, a mid-level Tesla with cool rims on it. You
can get a Model 3 with full autonomous for the price of their top of the line.
Yeah, you could probably even buy a Model. What's the SUV? You can get
Model X.
The Model X, a used Model X for that price.
Well, the thing is their top of the line starts at $38,600. So you can get a Model 3 fully autonomous with it for less than their limited. So I was really hopeful, because I'm Hyundai, dope. Sometimes they have pretty cheap cars. So I was maybe they're gonna battle for what Chevy's doing and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But nope, don't buy Hyundai.
Because right now it says the Tesla Model 3 is 322 range. Oh, this one, but that's with the bigger battery. The one that comes stock with it is 250 with a top speed of 140 for the miles, and then 0 to 60 5.3, and that is 35,000. If you want the performance, it's 52,000, but you get 322 miles with 145 mile an hour, and then you get a 3.2 0 to 60.
That's just, nobody needs that though. Just get the base.
I mean, and then you have the colors where if you get the Tesla red, you have to pay slightly more.
Which I've never understood. All you're doing is changing the outside. I can just
I
paint
don't
myself.
I wouldn't get I had a red car. I don't want a red car.
But so to close out this week's episode, we're gonna play our favorite game. Can you guess it?
Can you guess it?
So we have Hillary Duff versus photographer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume a photographer used a picture Hillary Duff took, and she's like, "Hey, bitch, where's my royalties?"
No, but that has been going around a lot. There's this weird gray area with that, which I kind of lean more towards the person that they're taking a picture of, because you're using them. But that's not it.
That's not my guess.
Okay. if you guys don't know, Hilary Duff was a child actress in the 90s. She was in Disney channels, but she didn't get into drugs like most Disney people. And then she didn't like peak and go to the mainstream. She kind of just fizzled after the Lizzie McGuire show. And she was at some soccer game for her kid, and there was a photographer there just taking pictures. He was just like some dude just taking pictures. And being a concerned citizen and a concerned Karen, she went up and like asked him what he was doing, and he's like, "Oh, I'm just taking pictures. Like, I got a new camera and I'm taking pictures." And she was like, "Well, do you know anyone here?" He's like, "No, I don't." And she got in his face and was like freaking out. She called the cops on him and tell him that there was this random person taking pictures of like things at the park. And the cops are like, "You can take pictures in public. That's your right. You can take pictures in public unless there's signs posted like in malls. You're really not supposed to, or like the
Private property, because malls private property.
Malls like private property or like public places, but where you expect like privacy, bathrooms, changing rooms, that kind of stuff." And she just wouldn't get off this tangent about it, and she ended up opening up her Facebook and did a Facebook live post, or like not Facebook, her Instagram, and she has almost 15 million followers, and she like put him on blast on Instagram.
And you know they found out his real name, like
they found out his name in just
in like
a second.
And
she was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And he's like, "I already told you, I'm taking pictures. Why are you acting like this?" He was like an older, mid 40s, 50s
it's not
guy.
sounding too great for that photographer.
No, I mean, he was literally, he's like, "I got a new camera and I'm just taking pictures with it."
It makes sense.
I do that every time I get a new camera. I go out and I just take pictures of
little kids playing soccer.
No, it wasn't just little kids playing soccer.
I'm just saying, like, that part's the part that seems a little weird. Of like,
I
would at least ask the parents, like, on one side, like, "Hey,
yeah.
do you like? I just got this camera. Do you guys mind? And if you want, I can email you the pictures later that I take."
Yeah, I mean that's fine
what
too.
That's what I would say,
it's just
because like, do you know any kids here? No.
Yeah, it wasn't, but he wasn't just doing that. He was like, he took pictures of some squirrels and shit, and some trees, whatever, clouds and stuff. And then he's like, "I want to see like the performance aspect of it." Just like, just take a couple of pictures, and all of a sudden Karen comes over here and puts your phone. He didn't even know who she was at first, and then all of a sudden it's like, "I'm putting all of my almost 15 million followers. They're gonna know who you are." And then he started freaking out because he was getting like death threats and stuff. Like, but there's no law against her like doing like. It could have been a flash mob.
You could have gotten hurt from this. Lizzo's getting sued right now by this. You ever hear that story about Lizzo?
Uh-uh.
She ordered GrubHub some sushi or something, and she was in a hotel in New York, and the person brought it to the hotel, but the person was like, "Actually, there's no one here with that name in this hotel right now." And then she tried to call, like, because I used to do GrubHub, so like, you can call them, but it doesn't mask number.
Yeah.
So like, you don't have their number, they don't have yours. It goes through a third party connector, and she wasn't picking up. And she would like you can send text the same way, and you're required to wait for 10 minutes. And after that, you can just throw the food away.
Yeah.
And Lizzo's like, "Yeah, she never called," and then she went on, like, it tells you the GrubHub person's their first name, their last
name,
initial.
And like,
So, but that's all it tells you about him. And she like put this girl on blast, and she has like the same amount of followers, so instantly they found out who she was, and it like ruined her life. And so she's suing Lizzo. So like
that guy's like, he's having like panic attacks because there's still people like on the streets. I mean, 50 million people is like a lot, and he's just like, and then people start thinking you're a pervert, and it's just
I thought he was a pervert.
I mean, I understand. Like, I don't want people taking pictures of my kids, but like, if you're in public. I mean, how many people take selfies a day? And then, I mean, how many people did we see today taking selfies? I'm pretty sure we're in at least 30 random people's photos.
I feel like it's a little different with the selfie. If it's a selfie,
but
you are the target.
It's just like you're shooting, and it's like, if you don't want your picture taken, then don't take your kids out. But at the same time, I feel like she's like, "You know who I am? I'm former child actress Hilary Duff."
It probably was that where he was like, "What are you, paparazzi?"
I have a net worth of like 8 million.
Yeah, it's like she's probably
like... It's not liquid, but it's about it.
That's probably what she first started thinking, was like, "What are you, paparazzi, blah, blah, blah?" Like,
and then,
so it's just a whole miscommunication. If I was that guy, I would have just said, "Hey, just got this camera, very weird question. I'm looking to get action shots. If you want, like, here's my information, here's my email. I'm going to send you these photos. If it's cool, if I can take the pictures."
At the same time, I was just like, I'm just taking pictures, dude.
But at the same time, I see both sides. So it's
I mean, I see both sides, but I'm leaning towards the photographer. I'm just like, I'm just taking pictures.
I
Dude.
mean,
I
like
didn't
you
know.
wouldn't feel weird at all, like taking
Oh,
like
I would.
like
And
taking this
yeah.
cannon right here and going and like because like
Dude,
when
I
you
brought
take a
this to
picture.
the park where, like, in the middle of the day, like around 11 to noon, and at the park that we ran at, there's all these moms that are just hanging out topless, feeding their kids. I stopped doing it.
Nice.
I stopped bringing the camera there because I didn't want that. I mean, you have your, I don't want to call it common sense, but it should. I mean, it's.
See, that's
if
when you
bring
switch
your
to selfie
camera
mode.
there,
Right
if
in
you
front
bring
of
your
the person
camera out in
breastfeeding.
public, people are gonna know what are you shooting and that
Well,
kind of stuff.
because it's also just weird. Like
Yeah.
if it's your kid, you're like,
yeah, I mean,
well,
if
like,
you put
come on.
yourself in that option, like that equation, something that's gonna happen. There's always people like that who are just gonna like,
yeah.
what are you doing?
So like I
yeah.
see both. Like if you're taking pictures of a bird, okay, but
Yeah.
like when you start taking pictures of little, it looks very strange in the world that we live in today.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I do have a story kind of like that. I brought this giant cannon to the splash pad over there, and I was like videoing the girls like
Yeah.
doing the splash pad. This big like Hawaiian Samoan guy came over and he was talking to me. Dude, I thought he was gonna lay me out. He was pissed. He's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm videoing with my kids. And I have a YouTube." And he's like, "Oh, well, what's your YouTube?" And then I told him, I'm like, "It's Juicebox20." He's like, "Dude, I've seen some of your videos."
That's so
I was
crazy.
like, "Oh my God."
That's so fun.
And he's like, "Oh, okay, that's whatever." And I was like, that could have went completely bad. He could have laid me out.
Yeah, if you wouldn't have had that immediately, right? Well, because it's also just weird.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
yeah,
it
so
is weird.
I
but
see
it's just like,
I see both sides of it. To where like he should have, when it comes to taking pictures of people
Yeah,
or
just
little
know
kids,
just
you
know your
should
surroundings.
ask,
Yeah.
irregardless of if you're in a public
yeah,
place or
if
not.
you're
Otherwise,
especially
you're
if
going to
shooting
see
kids,
that.
I'm like, you need to ask, but at the same time,
But at the
it's
same
like,
time, like,
you're
come
in
on,
public.
Hillary. What do you
Yeah.
like? You know your platform.
She
You
was,
know.
She was the only mom though. There's other people there, and he singled him out, and it was just like, why?
Yeah, it's like that one that's not your. If there's other people taking pictures, and I see both. To where
Yeah.
like she shouldn't have done that because like, but she can get sued for ruining his reputation.
Yeah, and like, that's
Like,
defamation. It's just like, dude, if I was a photographer, I'm like, I can't get any business because
That's
think
exactly
I'm
what
a
I'd
creep.
say, and I'd sue her for that $8 million.
Yeah, like you're gonna give me your $8 million liquid.
Yeah. But let us know what you guys think. Sound off in the comments about the third camera in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And tell me how proud you are that we finished the 10K. So my handles on all social media is mattmanslc, Twitter and TikTok, and then juiceboxtony right over here on Instagram, YouTube. You just started doing your YouTube series again of fun videos, yeah?
Yep. So I went to Antelope Island last week and I shot some cool buffaloes.
Antelope Island is a cool little remote island that we have. So in case you don't know, Salt Lake's actually Salt Lake City's right next to an actual lake of salt, just in case somebody's not
Makes sense.
around here.
Salt
I don't
Lake.
know where people listen, but we have a little
Close
random
together.
island like right next to
In
it.
the
that-
middle of nowhere.
Yeah, you drive over and we have like
It's 45 minutes away.
yeah,
from
we
here,
have
and
like
you just-
antelope, buffalo,
Yeah,
random things
That's
out
awesome.
there, rattlesnakes.
that's not awesome, but we do have them.
Yeah. So, but you went out there and took some pictures of
Yeah.
buffalo.
Got a chance to take a picture of buffalo.
Did
I'll show
Hillary
you
Duff?
outside.
Did Hillary Duff?
She comes out
Instagram
of nowhere.
millennial?
Do you know these buffalo? Do you know?
Do you have a buffalo that goes here? No, but I adopted a star a couple of years ago.
Two of them actually. I need to get a third one for Amelia. If you guys don't know, you can buy stars because that's what people make, capitalism. And
I have a tree thanks to T-Mobile back like before.
You
like,
had a tree. Australia took it from you.
no, it was in Amazon.
Oh,
Get your own tree, goddammit.
sorry.
But I have a tree in Amazon because that whole thing happened.
Yeah.
Thanks to T-Mobile.
But
Thanks,
anyways,
John.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Yeah,
It was a
we
good episode.
will. You'll see us next week, and
We'll
we'll
see
talk to
you.
you. We're not gonna see them.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm used to signing out. To
Me
like,
too.
on YouTube.
I do the same thing. I do.
So-
Yeah.
You'll hear from us, but we won't see you.
All right. Later.
Yeah.